No doubt. Let's move on to the next one, fam, and the next player personnel or the player profile breakdown. We're going to cover the big center, Big V himself, Valančiūnas.
Mount
Jonas
Valančiūnas.
Valančiūnas is in the building. 695 games for him during his career. DC over his career, he averaged 13.4 points per game with 9.5 rebounds, 1.2 on the assist for the Pelicans this year. 74 games, 18 points a contest, 11.4 on the rebounds, 2.6 on the assist for Big V. Often missed over or passed over by a lot of people when they talk about the Pelican star. Of course, you talk about guys like CJ and BI, and of course, ultimately Zion when he's healthy. But Big V is a part of the success model for the Pelicans relative over the next couple of years of him being here. Gonna need his contribution in a major way. Let's talk about Big V and his contribution this year and head into the season.
Yeah, Big V is a guy that some fans, well, I think all fans pretty much got love for him, man. But we always have this idea that we could do better. I hear people want DeAndre Hayden and Mo Bamba and all that, which, Mo Bamba, I could see him, being part of second unit or whatever. But man, just remember we was in what was it? One of the nights we had the fans on. I hate to say that word fans. I mean people from the flock on, and they was talking about trading Big V, which to me is just some of the craziest shit ever. Like the dude gave me 17 points, 11 rebounds, $15 million a year. Where the hell else are you gonna find that type of production? That type of fit. He's a 7-footer that can hit 3-pointers, even though, that kind of tailed off during the year. I think he can improve that a little bit in the offseason. But he doesn't play bad defense. We act like he's a horrible defender. He's not. He's just not excellent at it. You know what I mean? Obviously, but they killed us in the playoffs with Big V. We definitely needed somebody else for that matchup he had. But other than that, man, I mean, you're not going to find me 6 guys at the center position better than this dude, man. You're just not. And, I say 5 or 4, but, it gets debatable at certain points. But Big V, excellent shooting stroke, good free throw shooter. You dump it into him. If they're not double teaming him, it's buckets, all foul and buckets. Sneaky, good passer. The only thing at times with Big V, I just wish we would have fed him more. A lot of times when the offense got stale, I think he's a good cheat code to have to be able to just find offense based off of what he can do. Because you dump him the ball in the post, you have to double him. You have to double him in the post, man. He gonna get you. Sometimes we just went away from him. That was the one downside to him, and obviously defensively, what he could do. I think his interior defense, I think, is pretty good, honestly. But he's not what I would call a pure shot blocker or somebody that can just protect the rim. Wouldn't call him a rim protector. But he can play inside defense. It's just when you make him move, you start putting him in that drop coverage and all of that, man, it gets real rough. So Jackson Hayes is going to have to step up and be that guy that we can use in those matchups, or we're going to have to find somebody else. That's the one deficiency that Big V has. He's slow-footed, not very fast laterally, or, forward and reverse. He's not a very fast guy. Not the slowest guy in the world for a 7-footer.
He tries, though, man. I got to give him that.
Excellent effort, man. Love his passion. And one! And all that shit, You got to love it, man. He loves to be here, wants to be here, and he's just an excellent player, man. I knew how good he was. I remember us watching the Pels get cooked by Big V the past couple of years when he played for Memphis. And as soon as we did the trade, I knew we won that shit. Everybody else was on the fence about it. I knew what we got. And I think this is the guy we can hold on to, and potentially he can end his career here. Eventually, if, he loses more athleticism or he isn't able to play at the same level, Big V would still be an excellent guy to run on your second unit. And he would more it up. people's second unit centers, man. I mean, he's offense all in itself. So whenever Jackson Hayes takes that step, or if we replace him with a younger guy or a guy just as young, more dynamic, you still have role for Big V. Or maybe he just continues to defy well, not continues, but he defies Father Time and just plays very well for a long time, man. The only downside you got with him, you just got to find somebody that's a great defender from the center position to be a rim protector to pair with him, man. You got yourself something magical, especially when you want to put it with Zion and Brandon Ingram. He's a perfect center for our team. Wouldn't trade him. Yeah, people, I wouldn't trade him. Think it would be foolish. I don't think there's anybody you could trade Big V for and not just be making a lateral move. So that's my take on Big V. Q, what you think, brother?
I think Big V is it should what he got this year and next year, 14.7 this year, 15.4 next year. I think Valančiūnas is in place for the Pelicans and a healthy mix. It just means the Pelicans are deep. They have options. These are good problems, good issues to have if you're the Pelicans. Trying to figure out enough time for some of our better bench players and their development. They're going to get better, and Valančiūnas is going to get better in the system. But he's too good of a big to talk about getting rid of, man. Valančiūnas is a special player, and he'll ultimately help the Pelicans move forward in the playoff push. It gives them a different look at the lineup, but the Pelicans are going to do better, man, in terms of how they need to defend other streamlined or faster centers like the DeAndre Ogden thing. It was just a bad matchup for Valančiūnas, man, and obviously. So anyway, that's Big V, man, getting all the respect in the world, DC. Now, next, perfect.